In our DKU campus, there are lots of plants. We can see them beside our residence hall. You can see there are some trees and some bushes. We can also see a lot of plants beside the sports complex. And between the library and the CCT, we can see a lawn. And there are some trees, and they are in green. In front of AB, we can also see the trees which has green leaves. In front of the DKU's tower, there is a very large lawn. This is a leaf I got in our campus. And this is a leaf I draw by myself.
Okay. Hi everyone, I am Zhou Ai. So inspired by the lot of green leaves in our campus, I'm going to walk you through the story of photosynthesis using simple illustrations and paper models. So we're going to zoom in from the tissue level to the cell level and finally to the molecular reactions inside the chloroplast. So now let's begin what's inside of a leaf actually looks like. This is a cross-section of a leaf drawn by myself, and most of the interior is made of mesophyll cells. These cells are packed with chloroplast and are the primary sites of photosynthesis. And you can see there are some dark dots on the mesophyll cells. And so in the mesophyll, there are two major regions. One is palisade mesophyll at the top, which receives most of the sunlight and contain the highest density of chloroplast. And the other one is spongy mesophyll, and it with large air spaces that help gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen to diffuse throughout the leaf. Also, running through the mesophyll are the veins, also called vascular bundles, and they contain two major tissues, and usually they help deliver water from the roots to the leaf and also transport the sugars produced by photosynthesis to the rest of the plant. And on the there are some chloroplast I have already mentioned, and on the lower surface of the leaf we also find stomata. There are some tiny pores that open and close. Each stomata is controlled by two guard cells, and they regulate the movements of gases. For example, they absorb in carbon dioxide and they finally produce oxygens. Okay, so inside each mesophyll cell, especially in the palisade layer, we find many chloroplasts. And a chloroplast has an outer membrane, an inner membrane, and between them there are intermembrane space. This is a thylakoid, and this is a granum, and this is a fluid-filled space called stroma. And the thylakoid membranes contain chlorophyll and the protein complex that carry out the light reactions. The stroma contains enzymes that run the Calvin cycle. So now let's walk through how photosynthesis actually works. This is the general chemical equation of photosynthesis. And you can see the energy and carbon dioxide and water are needed to produce the glucose and oxygen. The first stage of photosynthesis is the light reactions, and these happen in the thylakoid membranes. When sunlight hits the thylakoid, chlorophyll absorbs the light energy, and this energy exits electrons and triggers a series of events. For example, water is split, producing electrons, hydrogen ions, and oxygen gas, which is released as a byproduct. And the excited electrons travel through an electron transport train embedded in the thylakoid membrane. As electrons move, they generate a proton gradient that powers ATP synthase, producing ATP. And the electrons eventually produce NADP+ to form NADPH. So the light reactions convert energy into chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADPH, and they also produce oxygen. These energy-rich molecules now move to the stroma, where the next phase occurs. So in the second stage of Calvin cycle, it happens in the stroma of the chloroplast. This stage does not require light directly, which is why sometimes called the dark reaction. So, during the carbon fixation process, carbon dioxide enters the leaf through the stomata and diffuses into stroma. The enzyme called rubisco attaches carbon dioxide to a 5-carbon molecule called RUBP, and then they produce 2-PGA. And during the reduction process, using the ATP and NADPH from the light reactions, the cycle converts the fixed carbon into a 3-carbon sugar called G3P. And some G3P exits the cycle to build glucose and other organic molecules, while the rest is used to regenerate RUBP, so the cycle can continue. During this process, 3 carbon dioxide and 3 RUBP are needed, and finally they will generate 6 G3P, and this whole process actually produces half of the glucose. So this process should be repeated and finally to produce the glucose. The ultimate outcome of Calvin cycle is the production of G3P, which can be assembled into glucose, starch, and many other biomolecules essential for plant life. Photosynthesis is one of the most important biological processes on Earth. It provides almost all the oxygen-carbon cycle. Without photosynthesis, life simply wouldn't exist. So thank you for your watching and listening. I hope this visual step-by-step model helps you understand how beautifully uncoordinated photosynthesis is, from the leaf tissue all the way down to the molecular reaction inside the chloroplast. And that's all for my BIOL110 Ambassador program. Thank you.